Happy Monday. It's 8 a.m. I don't have an 8 a.m. class, but I just had my 7 a.m. and then I have 9 and 10 booked. But you're on my extra phone. Look, it's my phone. I got another one. I actually didn't buy one. I was telling my brothers about it. One of my brothers works around phones and stuff. And I was like, check like how much are they and stuff. And he was telling prices. I was like, wait, that's way more than I thought it was gonna be. But then he was like, oh, I have our other brother's old phone. Like, why don't you just take that out? So this is an 11. I was like asking for, because I have a 12, asking for like a 12 or a 13 or something. So he was like, it's an 11, you want to just take that? Low-key, why is the quality better? I don't understand. We'll see if the quality is actually better, but I feel like it's better. Anyway, my eyes are like red and puffy and just, I did not have a good night. I did not have a good night. I was just like a lot of, I want to move out and have my own place. Kind of, it was just like a rough night. So I mean, I got 5 hours of sleep or something. So I got a fine amount of sleep. Wow, I also can't talk. But my eyes are red and puffy and they were like, yeah, they were not cute this morning. But yeah, I just taught, it was only 1% class. And she is a regular, so I have seen her before, but we like really got to talk today. It was so cool, so much fun. But yeah, so it looks like 9 a.m. is gonna be 3 people and 10 a.m. is gonna be another private. The 10 a.m. private is someone I already know as well. I've done not on purpose private, like I've done private with her before. So we've already had this conversation thing before, so we'll just keep it going today. But after that, I have to do my admin work. It's the work that's really the only work that gives me money because my books are pretty much in the negatives by like, I don't know, a couple $100 a month. Because not anymore in the sense that I don't pay for anything anymore. Like I'm not gonna pay for any more marketing, but I had maybe like $200 worth for the whole year, not that much. But most of my money at the beginning of the year was on commissions for art, which I think in the long run will pay for itself because I do think it helps get people to buy the books. I just think it's going slowly. But because I spent so much money then and I'm making $30 a month, I'm still like averaging in the negatives there. And then in real estate, I'm averaging in the negatives because I still haven't sold anything and you have to pay your fees for the brokerage every month. You have to pay for like a membership kind of thing for like Supras and for other stuff. So about $200 down the drain every month for that. So I think I'm like nicely in the negative 500s right now every month. I mean, for books I'm not, because I have that money from Buttercup Baby when it did well 3 years ago. I still have that money in the account because I didn't spend a lot of it. It's not like I made $100,000. I just didn't spend most of it. So I still have that. Wow, I'm like, I can't stop looking at this little dot on my on my whatever. But since other than getting like stuff for Broken Beasts and Temptations, I'm not gonna be spending any more money. So book wise, it should hopefully start doing better. I did commission art. I think you saw that at the end of the last vlog. I did commission art. I think I'll see it in like a week or two. I'm excited about that. But yeah, I'm in the negatives with my books. I'm in the negatives with real estate. Pilates, I don't get paid because it's a family business, so I'm helping it get off the ground. So the home admin stuff is really the only way for me to get any money, and that literally just goes straight into paying for my life right now. But anyway, the reason I got puffy and like red and like last night was not a good night was my word of the year was success. I've been doing a word of the year since 2023. So at the very end of 2022, I started doing it and I've been doing it ever since. 2023, my word was experience. And I was like, let's see how this turns out. So I experienced doing photo shoots. I think I did 2 or 3, 4, like I did a few. I experienced my first boudoir photo shoot, which was really cool. Because of that boudoir photo shoot, when I got the pictures back, I realized for the first time, I was like, wow, I'm a whale. Like I was not looking cute So I experienced losing 15 pounds and keeping it off, which it doesn't feel like it should be experienced, but it's an experience, because at that point, like, it hadn't really been losing weight, or it hadn't been losing weight and keeping it off kind of thing. So I experienced that. That's when my 23rd birthday was. So I went to the UK for 2 months. So I was in London, experienced everything over there. Still more I want to do, but like experienced a whole bunch over there. Went to Scotland, experienced a whole bunch over there. Also went to Spain, but that wasn't my choice. Other things, I experienced working like a corporate job for the first time, because before that I had been working at a college as well, but it was a temp position and it was part-time and stuff. This one was it was still a temp, it was a temp to hire, but it was corporate hours, corporate everything. It was just because it was temp to hire, I didn't get like benefits or anything, but they were hiring me. They were like, we want you to get on full time. And I was like, I'm leaving Boston. But I experienced a lot. So I was like, okay. And then when it came around to choosing my 2024, I was like, home is coming to mind. I don't really know why, but that's coming to mind. So I made it home, and I thought it was gonna be like, oh, I buy a home for myself, or I'm like, I get married and we have a home, and like I make a home for myself kind of thing. No, it meant you're stuck in your childhood home. You're stuck in your mom's home. You're not gonna be able to find a job. You're literally gonna be home all the time. It was the most failure type year ever. I hated the way I felt that year. I hated the word for it. I was like, fuck home. But then it came around, I think, because around like November-ish is when I start thinking of the word. I think I thought of an adventure because it was so opposite to home. That was like, I need to get out of this. But as I was thinking adventure for 2025, God was like, no. He was like, your word is success. And I was like, that's funny, because I make no money off my books. And I wasn't really thinking about like other things. So I was studying for the real estate exam, but again, I was like, maybe on that. Like, I was like, I don't know. But I mean, if you say my word is success, I'm gonna take your word for it. So my word is success for 2025. And I've had less of a successful year than 2024, if you can believe it, which is crazy, because 2024, I couldn't find a job to save my life. But in 2024, I think I sold like 2,500 copies of my books, which again is not up that much money. It's like maybe $4,500 worth. But at least we sold that much, right? Like 2,500 copies of my books. I think collectively we've sold 100 copies of my books this year, maybe 200. I think it was 100. So if you can believe it, I'm working more. I'm working way more now, but the books aren't selling at all. And I'm like, again, I talked about this in my last vlog. I'm gonna pretend I'm a debut author again. I'm still gonna promote the books, but I'm not gonna spend money on it. I'm not gonna like, whatever, they're doing horribly. I can't really do anything about that. Real estate, I've been very like not as consistent with it, but that was because this summer I had Pilates stuff to do. But I'm like fully getting into it with my content. Pilates, I mean, I'm gonna work free until the studio is doing well. I could always get a position in like a different studio for like 2 or 3 classes, not that many, and then make a couple $100 there. But other than that, we are not doing well, which is crazy because it's the 18th of August. So we're almost 8 months done with the year. So we're almost exactly 2/3 of the way done with the year, which 4 months is plenty of time. 1/3 of a year is plenty of time for the success to just shower me. But I thought we were taking words literally, and literally is not happening. There's been no success. There's actually been the very opposite of success in my life. So last night, I was just, it was just not a cute time. But we have 4 months. We have 1/3 of a year. We're gonna see what happens. Oh to God, right? I just dropped my phone on my toe. It hurts so bad. Oh my God. That hurts so bad. Oh, I just finished my 10 a.m. I finished all my classes for the day. I'm gonna go back to doing the admin work I was doing before. Oh my gosh, this hurts. I feel like I was gonna say something, but I don't know what it was. I did bring lunch with me today. You like my Nespresso sent this because we buy a bunch of pots and stuff. And there's an N for Nespresso, but I counted as an N for Nelly. But I brought like a meal too, but I'm just gonna eat bread and some meat for now. I didn't grab my other phone, so you're on my regular phone. But I just ran an hour and a half without stopping. Slow pace, but I don't care. I ran an hour and a half without stopping. Happy Tuesday. I totally forgot to film earlier. It's like 2:15, 2:20 now. I'm gonna break this phone. It's like 2:20 now. And I spent this morning going to Brokers Opens with my sister-in-law. She drove around. We went to 7 different places, ranging in prices. We went 2 condos, 5 houses. I took like videos for TikTok and stuff for that, but I didn't take any for here because I forgot. The $36 million house. The 4th house we went to was a $36 million house. We weren't allowed to take footage there, but I didn't know that when we were driving in. So when we were driving in, I got 1 video, but yeah, it was huge. It was too modern for my taste, but it was still like walking around, especially the outside. Walking around to like all that grass, the pool, the court and the stuff. I was like, yeah, that's the life. That really puts like the ambition, you know? But we got back, then I changed. She's changing, and then we're gonna go to the studio right now to get photos done, like photos, videos and stuff for content. So we're gonna go do that, and then we'll be back. So I don't think today I'm gonna do anything book related, although I do want to reopen my TikTok shop, so I might work on that tonight. Because when we get back, I'm gonna be at home, so I don't think I'm gonna be in the mood to be writing when I'm at home. We'll see. I feel like I'm always wearing this blue set when we do anything, but it's the only one where I have that's like an actual set and it looks good. So hopefully, I've only had 1 burek today to eat, so I really need to eat too. But also part of me is like, if we go take pictures, I don't want to eat because I want to be able to like hold it. I just got to the studio. Let me tell you, nothing makes you feel more like a successful woman than heels and carrying a tote bag. Also pros, because at the office meeting this morning for real estate, one of the realtors brought this whole box with 2 little cookies, but then also oatmeal raisin cookies. I was like, yes. I also stole a muffin from over there, so I just put it in here. I didn't steal it, it's part of breakfast. So I brought this with me so I could eat it like now. This bag I bought last year, and I wasn't like in love with the fact that it juts out, so you really only get this much space and it's smaller and stuff, but honestly, it's like jam-packed. It fit everything inside. And literally holding it, if this, even with this in it, you can still kind of do it, but without this in it, like, let me take it out. Like that. Oh, it's so nice. My iPad inside makes it rather heavy, so you can't really keep it on your arm for that long, but still. It's about to be 1 p.m. I just got here. I think I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between writing and doing social media until my 2 classes later today. I did leave an outfit here last night so that I could change into that for when I'm teaching, or if I decide to like work out and stuff. But yeah, social media and writing are gonna be my 2 goals for the next 5-ish hours, not even less than 5 hours, because it's 1 now and 5 hours, 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. I have a class, so like 4.5 hours. But yeah, I also need to edit the videos that I took yesterday from my caravanning and stuff, so I can start posting on my real estate social media, because I've been posting every day except yesterday because I didn't get around to editing any of them, so I didn't have anything to post. So yeah, but once I edit those, I should have multiple ready to go. And then today, if I get some more done, oh, I'm also thinking about what series I want to start on my real estate social media, because I think that's a good way to hook people in, is like episode 1 or episode 32 of doing this, you know? I don't know what I want my series to be yet. It could be like, it doesn't have to be real estate related, by the way. It could be like making coffee or whatever. I don't know, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna make a coffee and eat my muffin or my cookie. We'll see which one. Y'all wanna know what kind of dummy I am? The type who forgets all of her passwords. All of them. I'm trying to log into my socials on this phone and I don't know any of my passwords. I thought I had them written down, apparently I don't. It is 3:05 and I edited my real estate videos. It took forever to log back into my accounts because I had to log in on this phone instead of my phone, so I could finally start logging off on my phone. And apparently I couldn't remember any of my passwords. And then my real estate account was like, you don't even have a password. I was like, how did I make an account without a password? Yeah, I did have a password, by the way. I don't know what was going on. Finally got in, edited my real estate videos. I made, I don't remember. I made 4 walk-through videos with me. So I just go walk through a dollar amount home with me and we just walk into the house. And then I geotagged all of them based on like where they were. They were Sherman Oaks and Studio City. Because I also went to a couple other places, but I didn't take videos there. So I did 4 videos there. I posted one today. 4 videos there. And then my sister-in-law and I, when we were doing the caravanning, we did that like coffee video thing where it's, you know, you stack one on top, one on the bottom, and you like do that. So I had that. So that's 5 videos. And then I took a clip from like when I first walked in today of what I was wearing, and that's gonna be number 6. And then my sister-in-law sent me videos that she took. She just took a couple of like me. So if there's any there that I want, I'll use. But I'm not too worried about that right now. I also really need to do like bulk filming for social media. So on like the trendy sounds and stuff like that. I was also on the bus right here. It took a while because I was in an office further away than usual. I was on TikTok for like sounds, but I was doing it based on clips from old shows. So from Golden Girls and The Nanny and stuff. So I was like going through the clips, trying to figure out how would this relate to real estate. There are a couple that was like, works on. So I might use them, not today, but I might use them. But yeah, it's about to be 3:10. I have not written anything today. I have still those 15 scenes for Temptations that y'all didn't want to tell me there was something in my teeth. I still have those 15 scenes for Temptations that I need to write. At this rate, I just want to finish it in August. But also, I think this week I'm gonna start reading through Beasts, and I think I'm gonna do it on a live on TikTok. I think, which is gonna be like cringe, but also then I can go live. Then I have a reason to go live. All that. Oh, I also started doing the like Write With Me series for like TikToks. So basically I like pick out a scene specifically from whatever book I'm talking about, and I talk about the writing process for it. So I do it for the 3 I'm working on right now, but I've also done it for Luring and Flame so far. And like I talk about it as if I'm currently writing it, and then at the end I go, oh well, that's actually already out and you can go read it here and stuff. I think those are doing pretty well so far. I've only made 4. So I'm gonna try to do some more of those today. I also need to finish writing my routine for tonight because I've started it but I haven't finished it. But yeah, I need to write and I don't like it. Oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Today at the meeting, we had agent spotlights, which our manager took a newer agent. He started, I think, in December or January. So a few months before me. And I think he's closed 2 or 3 deals now. Maybe 2, I don't know. But I had a spotlight with him as like a newbie, and one of our like older, he's been there for probably 20, 30 years. And she had both of them talking like, what do you do? What works for you, kind of thing. The newer one, his were based off of open houses, which is what I've been doing. I mean, not this summer, but in general, what I've been doing. So I'm so excited to get back into it next week. So I just need to find an open house, preferably a house, because they keep offering me condos. And as much as I don't mind sitting in a condo, condos aren't selling. But, and then the more seasoned realtor was talking about a different thing that he does. And I was like, oh. So now I'm gonna start thinking up ideas. And he's like, I do this thing once every like 2-ish weeks. So I figure if I do something like, if I come up with an idea and do it once every 2-ish weeks, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of will sees. Yeah, authorhood and stuff is gonna really have to take the back burner because I'm genuinely not making any money from it. And the prospect of making money from it is so low currently that I need to focus on the real estate. I ended up recording 10 videos for my author social medias. So I did 8 for author alikyan, 2 for author nelly.alikyan. They're all the Write With Me videos, although they're more just me talking than Write With Me. I did 1 for Buttercup, 1 for Temptation. I think I did 2 for Buttercup. 2 for Buttercup, 1 for Temptations, 1 for Promise, 1 for Flames, Ice, Winds, and Alluring. Yeah, that was 8 for alikyan. And then for nelly.alikyan, I just did 1 for Flames, 1 for Alluring. So that was good. That was positive. Now I'm actually gonna go on to Hootsuite. I literally have like 20 minutes before I have to go open the doors to start teaching. I'm gonna go on to Hootsuite, and I'm actually gonna cancel the stuff going on to my TikToks and my Instagram, and I want to like the videos I'm posting now be the videos going up, because the ones that are being posted are not doing well at all. Like, they're garbage viewership and stuff. So I'm actually, we'll see. I don't know how easy it's gonna be to cancel everything. So if it's easy to like choose out which ones I want to cancel, I'll do that. And I'll leave the character art ones, but if it's not, I'll just cancel them. I don't really care all that much. I also haven't been checking the Twitter, so I don't know if that's doing well or not. I did get the app on this phone. I haven't logged in yet, but I will be doing that. Hello, I'm here putting together my habit tracker ideas for September. I'm really dwindling down to like true habits and not hobbies and stuff, because it's going very poorly currently. And then I wrote out next to it approximately what I want my goal for my hours for my 3 different careers for author, Pilates, and real estate. All together, from low end to high end, it's 30 to 48 hours a week. So approximately 39 hours a week, which funnily enough is around where I want to be in general. I didn't do that on purpose. It just came out and I was like, oh, that's, I don't know, for some reason having it under 40 hours, but like at 40 hours. Oh, but yeah, I am doing that this week, this month. This week looks like it'll be coming in at 39 hours, possibly. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. Also, I gave authorhood the least amount, 8 to 12 hours. And I gave real estate the most, 10 to 20 hours. Although that one also has the biggest range. Pilates has 12 to 16 because I'm booked in for 16 classes, but every single class isn't always booked. So I dropped it to 12. So that one's the only one that's like for sure is gonna happen because I teach a class. The others are what I do, like the effort I put in. The only big negative of the bus, it took forever to get there, so it took longer than I expected to get home. But I just cleaned my room. I ate already, and we got through 2. So we were at, hold on, the lighting on this side is just so much better. So we had 15 scenes going into it for Temptations today. I actually got rid of 2 scenes because one of them I realized didn't need its own scene. Like, it could be added in with the scene right above it. Literally with 1 paragraph, it was added in. So I canceled that scene. And then there was another scene that I was like, it actually doesn't fit here. Like, I understand why I put it, and I might add it in a different part later in a different draft. But for now, it didn't fit. So I took those 2 off. So it was 13 scenes. And then I wrote 2. So now we're down to 11, and then 2 of the 11 I wrote little snippets for, so like 79 words for one, 45 words for the other. Very, very small. But yeah, we got through those 2. Then it took an hour and a half when it should have taken like 45 minutes to ride the bus home. And then, yeah, I ate, cleaned my room, and now I'm actually gonna sit down. I think I'm gonna do my real estate stuff first. I was gonna say, because I have bulk filming videos and I have real estate stuff. So I bought this first time home buyers packet thing, like a template, but you have to go through and fill it out and do like little aspects by yourself. So I want to go through that and fill it out so that I could send it to our marketing heads at the office so that they can print it out for me, bind it and stuff. So I have an example. So I want to work on that now, and then possibly bulk some social media later. Also 99 degrees outside. It didn't really feel like that when I was walking. Like, it felt hot, but it didn't feel oppressively hot. And I think it's because we have dry weather. So when it's dry hot, it's not as bad as humid hot. But also that's me. Like, my mom has been complaining all day for this heat. So my last little bit at the coffee shop, I sat down and I wrote out, if I were to do real estate full-time without having clients, because I currently don't have clients, and using 35 hours as full-time, not the full 40 hours, what would that breakdown look like? So we have the open houses. If I did them every single weekend, it's actually 3.5, because it's probably a little bit more than 3.5, because you have to get there, set up, and then, you know, take everything back down and all that. And then 3-hour open houses. But all of this, I got to 16 hours, and I got to 20 hours, and I literally couldn't think of anything else. I was like, 20 hours is all. Everything else you would need to like have a listing so you could do photography and do marketing and stuff like that, or you would have to have buyers so that you could go to showings and all that. Now what I could probably add here is another hour or 2 of like looking through the MLS and all that. But yeah, moral of the story, even if I wanted to, I couldn't really go past 20 hours for the week, unless like my offices are having some type of trainings. I might be able to go over like 1 or 2 hours, but in general, and I did these with real numbers. I didn't try to inflate any of the numbers just to make it look like 35 hours. So I did like genuinely, how long do I think I would take for each of these things? Now obviously these are averages. Sometimes it'd be a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, but 20 hours is pretty much all I could come up with. So I am going to try to hit these 20 hours, because if I can come up with them, and some of it is like reading and news and stuff, I do think that's a very important part of my job. So, and she's done. Everything except for this page is done. It's going to be 23 pages. I do want to go through and reread all of it just to make sure I'm cool with everything. But she's almost done. Also, look at that sign. I got that at a auction. We were having an auction at our offices, and I got that for $2. Hello, I just taught one class. It's 9:12 now. I'm looking at these remaining 11 scenes. One of them, so remember how yesterday I said how I'm cutting one of them because the scene, I understand like why I put it there, but also it doesn't really make sense there right now. The scene right after that, same point. It makes sense if it follows up that other scene, but if I'm cutting the other scene, I have to cut this one too. Although part of this scene was just Lukov working, so I can still leave something like that in, because I do need a chapter for him here. Like, I need some type of scene for him here, so it's still gonna be 11 scenes. It just can't be that scene, because I alternate Lukov Naire, so I can't have 90 for chapters. So I do need a Lukov chapter there, so I will need at least one scene. It will probably be him working, but I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. So it is still 11 scenes. It's not 10 anymore. I mean, it's not 10, but it's not that those 11 scenes, you know? This, by the way, I think it was like a pimple or something. I don't know what it was, but it won't go away. It's like a red, you know when you pop a pimple or whatever? It's 10:30. I just finished my 2 scenes for the day, although they were very short scenes. So together they were just under 1,300 words. But it's still 2 scenes done, which means there's 9 scenes left. I am gonna, I think, try to keep it at 2 scenes a day and just keep it pushing. And at that rate, I should have it finished by the end of August. If I don't really know when I get times to write, but when I get times to write, as long as I keep it pushing with 2 scenes each time, we'll be good. And then obviously, if I want to write more later, I can. But it's already hard enough to do these scenes, so we're just gonna go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. But yeah, this is gonna need a lot more to it because draft 1 is gonna be rather short. Hello, I just got back from what was supposed to be going to Brokers Opens. It's, I don't even know what time, 1:05 p.m. I left at 11:15, 11:20, something like that. I took the bus there, which, to be fair, this was my first problem. I didn't even contemplate the way back. I just thought about going there. So I took the bus there. I get there, and it's around 11:45 at this point. I'm like, there's no signs. It's not open. There's no like letter saying, oh, emergency stuff. I'm so confused. So I check and I'm like, maybe it's not open yet. Maybe it opens at 12. It opened at 2. I was like, oh, I'm a dumbass. I should have checked that first. And then I was like, I just took the bus all the way over here. Like, is it kind of crazy to just take it back? No, it would not have been crazy to just take it back. So instead of taking it back, I just walked. But I walked in a slightly different direction. And then as I was walking, I was like, well, we're right by Rodeo, so let me just take this curb, which I was supposed to go that way. I took the curb that way, because then if you go that way, because, you know, I didn't even make it to Rodeo, because I was like, oh, actually, there's a Whole Foods there. Let me go see what there is. I was going to buy, like, fruit or something. Then I saw the sandwich, so I bought this. But then I still had to walk 2 or 2.3 or something like that miles back home. And my hands were like, I was on the bus. They're kind of dirty, so I was like, I'm not going to eat it. So now that's not even cold anymore. Yeah. All sorts of mistakes. And that's not even counting the fact that at 3:45, I have a heated mat Pilates class. So like 3:20-ish. Actually earlier, probably 3:15 if I walk it. I'll leave at like 3:15. So I only have like 2 hours to rest. And then I gotta walk there in this heat again. Take a heated Pilates class. And then walk back in the heat again. And then I still have to teach 6 p.m. 7 p.m. is not booked yet, but it probably will be by the time it comes up. But yeah, positive is I had nothing planned for these next few hours until the heated class, so it's not like I missed anything. In other news, this sandwich is really good. It's the chicken arugula goat cheese from Whole Foods. It was 50% off, that's why I got it. It's really good. I just got back from a mat Pilates class and I was looking at my outline. Turns out I actually forgot to put in 2 scenes. So like the next scene that I was gonna write, I was like, that actually doesn't make sense. Like we're jumping in there way too quickly. So I actually had to add a Lukov's chapter and a 90 chapter. So I just added 1 scene per, and then, you know, later drafts I'll add, you know, I'll fill it in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We hit back to 11 scenes. And no, the goal is still to finish this by next Sunday, which is the 31st of August, at approximately 2 scenes a day. So I just have to up it 1 more day somewhere in there. Also, I loved my class. I've walked already over 6 miles today in this heat, which also it didn't feel as hot as it was, but I walked over 6 miles and I took a heated Pilates class, so I'm doing great. And 7 p.m. isn't booked, so after I teach 6 p.m., if I have good enough discipline, I'll come write this scene, one of these scenes. If not, I'll just chill out. Of course, I'm not actually writing, but in watching this, I would high-key watch Fun with Flags. I would. If that was a thing, I would be one of those 35 subscribers. It's 10:16 and I taught my 1 class today. It was supposed to be 4, but only 1 of them was booked. Thankfully, everybody booked the same 1. So I didn't have to teach like privates. I taught 1 class. Anyway, Then I started writing. Those 2 scenes that I added into the outline yesterday are very short, at least for now, very, very short scenes. So I just finished writing one of them. It was 420 words, like short. And then I'm gonna write the other one, I think, right now. And then we're just gonna continue down the outline. So after that, it's 3 more scenes of the book and then the epilogue. So 4 more scenes afterwards. So 5 scenes to finish off the book. And then there are like 5 random scenes throughout that I can go back to later. We'll go back to like right after this. But yeah. There's also, I think, a garage sale happening in the neighborhood. So, because I saw a sign for it yesterday, but I don't remember what time it starts. So in like 30 minutes, an hour, I'm gonna go back to the sign, see what the address is, because I don't remember where it's at either. And then I'm gonna go to that, come back, stretch it out. That second scene was actually longer than I thought it was gonna be. 11:34. It flowed so easily too. Oh, anyway, it's 10:49. Dare I say it's humid outside? Coming from a girl who says LA doesn't get humid, because I lived on the East Coast, and the East Coast gets humid. Now, it's still nothing compared to the East Coast. And it might not be humid in the valley, because I'm used to the valley, I'm not used to the west side. So maybe the west side does get humid, but it's disgusting outside. I went to the garage sale. It was really close. And I picked up a few things. So first, I got this book. When I see oldish books like this, I like to pick them up. This one's in German. Do I read German? Absolutely not. But it'll add to the collection, and one day someone in the family might read German. And then I picked up this thyroid diet book. I don't have a thyroid problem, but I work in health, so I figure it could be something to know, especially in the part of health where women want to lose weight and stuff. Not just women, but where people want to lose weight. It'd be nice to know about thyroids. I do know someone right now who had a thyroid problem. She's taking a GLP-1 that's helped her lose weight. So I know that is part of it too, but I like to learn a little bit more about it. And then I got How Google Works. I was flipping through this when I got there, and it feels, I could be wrong, but it feels like this is what Google does to be successful. So take the same ideas and do it in your own life. So it's kind of like a businessy type book, I think. And then I got this unopened puzzle box, Christian LaCroix, because my brother loves puzzles. It's 2-sided. So you got cards on one side and then that design on the other side. So yeah, the final thing I actually got because it matched my room. And then I realized when I got here, it could actually stay here and put some character into this room. Is this painting of these horses. Look at how precious this is. And it has the painter on the back. Apparently this is the first of 500 editions. I don't really know what that means. Of course it would be the day that is disgustingly humid outside. But earlier this week I saw on estatesales.com that Beverly Hills was gonna have one, but it didn't have the address yet, obviously, because you don't want people showing up randomly. But it's gonna be this weekend, so I was like, oh wait, if it's close enough, I'll go. Of course it's close enough. It's only 1.5 miles away, which is like a 35-minute walk. And then I could probably take the bus back if I buy stuff. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go. All right, I'll show you the stuff that I got at the estate sale. I was gone for 3 hours. I've been here for an hour now because when I got back, a class was being taught, so I didn't want to like talk, and I don't know if they'll hear or not. But I was gone for 3 hours because it took 30 minutes to walk, 33 minutes to walk there. I was in line for 40 minutes before I was even let in. Yeah, I've never been to a estate sale because I never go in the mornings. So I've never been to a estate sale where I have to wait in line. But I was in line and then we went in. I stood in line for maybe another 10-12 minutes inside for the clothing section, the accessories and clothing section, for like the expensive stuff. I didn't end up wanting anything there. But then the rest of the house, I looked around. There were more clothes outside. They just weren't in like that expensive section. I looked around, picked up some stuff, so I'm gonna show you. Show you the books first because why not? So we got this 4 set. There were more of these books. I just didn't want them all. But we have one on the Enlightenment. the Reformation, the Renaissance, and the Age of Exploration. These are all things I'm interested in, so I'll actually read these. They're not just gonna be decoration. We have the one I'm most excited about, the Age of Chivalry. Ugh, I cannot wait. And then the Medicis. And then I picked up this set of Mozart CDs because I'm building my collection of everything, like the physical books, DVDs, CDs, everything. So I figured Mozart would be a great one to have. And then this was actually the first thing I grabbed in the kitchen, was this tray. I think it's just lovely for my future house. All of this for my future house. And then the only clothing items I got were this 2-piece set that I figure will go perfectly for Realty. Hopefully it fits me. And it is these pants and this jacket. Actually, I could try the jacket on right now. I could try the pants on too. I'm just not going to. It smells bad, I will say that. But I mean, it smells like the Goodwill, basically. It smells like what you would expect clothes you're just buying to. Oh, I need to go look in the mirror because I can't really tell what that looks like. But it fits perfectly. How could I literally forget to show you my favorite thing? Is it my favorite? I'm not sure, but it's one of my favorites. I bought this big ass sketchbook. The first two still have the sketches inside of whoever had been using it, but the rest of it is empty. How many of these things am I gonna take home? How many am I gonna keep here? I have no idea. I haven't the slightest clue, but like I'm considering I think leaving this here because it could just be something I do when I have off time. Like today, if I hadn't gone to estate sales, I would have a bunch of off time. I cleaned a bit of the studio today, and then I set up the cards on this side. Next to my little sign, I also put up my little farmer's market card, one up so people can see it, and then a stack if they want to grab some. So that's my little real estate area. Happy Sunday! I just got back. I'm wearing this set that I was gifted. It ripped. But we just did an event at the Pilates studio, and in one of the classes, the girl who owns this brand came in, so she gave everybody a set so that we could all be matching. But yeah, we had an event and went really, really well. I taught 4 classes, and now we're back. Now I'm gonna get changed, go into the pool, enjoy the rest of my Sunday.